let us discuss how the protons and electrons are present inside the atom by the models. Structure of atom. Thomson's atomic model, Plum-Butting model. The model of atom given by J.J. Thomson is also known as the Plum-Butting model of atom or watermelon model of atom. According to this model, an atom is considered as positively charged sphere because positive charge is uniformly distributed. The electrons are embedded in this positively charged sphere. In an atom, the total positive charge is equal to that of total negative charge to maintain the electrical neutrality. Comparison with Plum-Butting. J.J. Thomson compared the atom with the Christmas pudding in which the dry fruits represent the electrons and the whole pudding as positively charged atom. Comparison with watermelon. He also compared the atom with a watermelon. The red edible part of watermelon represents the positive charge in which the electrons are embedded just like the seeds in watermelon. Limitations of J.J. Thomson's atomic model. Thomson explained the electrically neutral nature of the atom, but there are some limitations which are as follows. He could not explain the Rutherford's alpha particle experiment. He could not explain the spectral properties of the atom. That is, when the electrons move from higher energy to lower energy level, there is an emission of radiation, that is, spectral property. He could not give any experimental support to his model. This model of atom was rejected by other scientists as it lacks any experimental support. However, the prediction of electrical neutrality of atom was accepted and found to be valuable contribution. Rutherford's model of an atom. Ernest Rutherford was interested in knowing how the electrons are arranged inside the atom. He designed an experiment for this. In this experiment, fast-moving alpha particles were made to fall on a thin gold foil. He selected a gold foil because he wanted as thin a layer as possible. This gold foil was about 1000 atoms thick. Alpha particles are doubly charged helium ions since they have mass of 4u. The fast moving alpha particles have a considerable amount of energy. Helium atomic number 2, so 2 protons, and the mass number 4, so its atomic mass is 4u. It was expected that alpha particles would be deflected by the subatomic particles in the gold atoms. Since the alpha particles were much heavier than the protons, he did not expect to see large deflections. Let us discuss the experiment. Alpha particle or alpha rays scattering experiment. To know the internal structure of an atom or the arrangement of subatomic particles in an atom, Rutherford bombarded a thin gold foil with alpha particles and the resultant particles were allowed to strike on zinc sulfide coated screen. Alpha particles are positively charged helium nuclei. He is the symbol for helium 2+, emitted from a radioactive source. Helium carries the mass of 4u and the charge of +2 units. Gold foil with a thickness of 1000 atoms was bombarded by alpha particles which were first passed through a fine slit. Bright flash scintillation was observed on a circular screen coated with zinc sulfide. Look at the diagram. Due to scattering of alpha particles, he assumed alpha particles to be much heavier than the protons and expected that alpha particles would be deflected by subatomic particles present in the atoms of gold foil, but did not expect such large deflections. The following observations were made. Most of the fast-moving alpha particles passed straight through the gold foil. Some of the alpha particles were deflected by the foil by small angles. Surprisingly, 1 out of every 12,000 particles appeared to rebound. Let us consider an activity in order to understand this experiment. Let a child stand in front of the wall with his eyes closed. Let him throw stones at the wall from a distance. He will hear a sound when each stone strikes the wall. If he repeats this 10 times, he will hear the sound 10 times. But if a blindfolded child were to throw stones at a barbed wire fence, that is, sharp-end wire fence, most of the stones would not hit the fencing and no sound would be heard. This is because there are lots of gaps in the fence, which allow the stone to pass through them. Following similar reasoning, Rutherford concluded from the alpha particle scattering experiment. They are: most of the space inside the atom is empty because most of the alpha particles pass through the gold foil without getting deflected. Very few particles were deflected from their path, indicating that the positive charge of the atom occupies very little space. A very small fraction of alpha particles were deflected by 180 degree, indicating that all the positive charge and mass of the gold atom were concentrated in a very small volume within the atom. From the data, he also concluded that the radius of the nucleus is about 10 power 5 times less than the radius of the atom. On the basis of his experiment, Rutherford put forward the nuclear model of an atom, which are the following features. There is a positively charged center in an atom called the nucleus. Nearly all the mass of an atom resides in the nucleus. The electrons revolve around the nucleus in well-defined orbits. The size of the nucleus is very small as compared to the size of the atom. Drawbacks of Rutherford's model of the atom. The orbital revolution of the electron is not expected to be stable. Any particle in a circular orbit or circular path would undergo acceleration. During acceleration, charged particles would radiate energy. Thus, the revolving electron would lose energy and finally fall into the nucleus. If this is the case, the atom should be highly unstable and hence matter would not exist in the form that we know. We know that the atoms are quite stable. Bohr's atomic model. Niels Bohr proposed his model in 1913 in order to overcome the shortcomings of Rutherford's model. He gave the concept of orbits or energy levels. Postulates of Bohr's atomic model. The electrons revolve around the nucleus in closed circular paths which are called orbits or shells are energy levels. The protons and neutrons are present in the nucleus, which are responsible for total mass of the atom. The positive charge of nucleus is due to protons. Each orbit has a fixed amount of energy. Therefore, orbits are also called energy levels. The electrons do not change their energy levels under normal conditions. When energy is given, the electrons get promoted to the higher energy level, and when the source of energy is removed, the electrons come back to their original state by releasing the energy. The energy levels may be designated as 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. or K, L, M, N. The energy level which is nearest to the nucleus has the lowest energy. The order of increasing energy of various shells is given by K, L, M, N in the increasing order. Or energy levels, so we can indicate by E1, E2, E3 and E4 in the ascending order, where E1, E2, E3 and E4 represent the energies of K, L, M and N shells. The electrons revolve in their energy level without losing energy. Therefore, the atom does not collapse and remains stable. Neutrons. In 1932, J. Chadwick discovered another subatomic particle which had no charge and a mass nearly equal to that of a proton. It was named as neutron. Neutrons are present in the nucleus of all atoms except hydrogen. In general, a neutron is represented as n, small n. The mass of an atom is therefore given by the sum of masses of protons and neutrons present in the nucleus.